we had our fun.
You know?
Yeah.
We had our fun. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know. That's what I'll say.
That's all he'll say.
Public personality. You can't do that.
Yes, when you're a public figure, it's famous as circle of gold. Like, you can't. You don't want it to.
Oh, we make Picassos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shit,
Yes,
they got bars, bro. They got bars.
We make Picassos.
Dropped on you. They got bars.
Come on now, you can't see it. Oh, you know what I'm gonna say, right?
But
he can never win an argument with me. He knows why.
But that's.
You want to tell him why he can't win?
But that's it's like the stupidest.
But it's true though. I know what he's gonna say because it's true.
Why can't you ever win an argument with me?
It's like no matter what I says, he answers, "Well, I'm fucking your bops." I want to keep it so. See, look, he already ruined it. Now we already know his name. This is live. You know that, right?
This is live?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is live?
Yep. No, we live, baby.
Yeah.
So, do you want a nickname? Or you just want...
I do have a nickname.
What's the nickname?
Vincent.
Like, okay, that's your full, like, no stage name? Like, you want to call anything else?
That's it. You know, I'm good.
All right, so we got Robert Pigkaso and Vincent in the building, everyone.
Yeah.
Right there on that camera, they're all looking at you.
Peace out.
So how you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. Life is good. It's such a blessing.
It's good. It's good. Also, I don't want to forget, it's somebody's birthday this weekend. That was yesterday.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the one and only. How you feeling?
I'm 25 all over again?
I'm feeling great. I'm 26 and in reverse.
26 in reverse.
26 in reverse, and I'm grateful. And for all y'all out there, you know, celebrate every day that you're here on this earth.
Facts.
Yes.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Yes.
So I'm grateful to be here this long.
Yes, definitely. You know, so we were just kind of like going over random stuff, making sure everything the live was good. But I felt for like this episode, like we want kind of like more wisdom than all the stuff that me and Gilly always say, because we just say stuff like off the...
Juby Dink says happy birthday.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for the shout out.
Yes, so I wanted like more older wisdom, and what better older wisdom than from, two old dudes that been on Earth way longer than me and had way more experience in life than I ever will at this point in my life. So...
Well, the one thing I want to say about the older wisdom, it's one thing to want it, but will you receive it? Because I know when I was young, I thought I knew everything. So when my older guys, elders would sit me down, telling me what the deal was and watch out for this and that, man, you guys don't know nothing. Y'all ain't live a life. I'm doing it out here. And lo and behold, they was right. So.
It's like the Bible quote, a wise man seeks counsel.
Absolutely.
I got one for that as well. It's a saying called, young men think old men are fools. Old men know young men are fools.
Yep.
Write it down.
Write it down, everyone.
That's just how life is. I mean, exactly what Vince said. When we were young, we thought we knew everything, and the one way that you do get wisdom is by making a lot of mistakes. Hopefully you'll listen to an older person who's made the mistakes already, so that you don't have to repeat them. You can make your own newer ones, but definitely you shouldn't repeat some of the ones that the older folks are telling you, because they've kind of lived life, and if you don't listen to that, you'll find out the hard way. Basically, as my mama said, a hard head makes a soft ass.
Absolutely.
She's 98. So she's
98 and still giving us advice.
Yep.
And still will take us outside and whip our asses.
You want to get grandma up here?
Oh yeah, boy.
That'll
set it off.
You would really trip people out. 98 years old, they won't believe it.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, she's ever down. Like, set that up. We can bring it over there.
Bring out of the nursing home. Yeah, right.
We can bring it over there. They allow us, but strict. We want to make sure everyone's safe, everyone's good. Get your vaccines if you haven't yet.
You see what they're doing with the vaccines?
What they're doing with the vaccines?
Like when you go to stadiums and games,
right.
people with vaccinations to the left, people unvaccinated to the right. If you got no vaccine, you gotta wear a mask.
Damn.
It's crazy. And now, I mean, for us, I mean, I wish I was getting the vaccine when I lived in Ohio. I could be in a $1 million lottery.
Lottery, yeah. They give away $1 million.
They kind of penalized the people who already took it because they were doing the right thing.
You still should be able to submit your card.
Give us money in New York.
Yeah.
Give us especially for the healthcare workers that on the front lines, some type of hazard pay or some type of compensation that shows we're not just doing this all for no reason, because the stress, especially working in the hospital, all the nurses getting completely stressed, and it was a crazy time last year. It's I feel like we need I'm glad we're coming from the other side of that. It's something a lot more easier. Things are starting to open back up.
Well, we can even trying to get here. There's so many people out now that they open things up. You know what I mean? So people are out there doing their things.
Doing a great job. Yeah.
That side of it, technical difficulties. It works.
Yeah, trust me, there'll be many more. There'll probably more come from me. So
no, you're not that bad, Rich.
Not yet. There's only 15. Wait till we get, as we further progress with this, it's gonna get way, way worse.
Listen, we ate bugs. We ate the world's hottest gummy bear. Everybody gets to see you in a onesie. I don't think we can do much more, baby.
What, that dog costume?
Yes. You didn't see that episode?
Nah, I gotta see that.
No. You don't have to. It's alright.
You don't have to.
You should come up. You should come up as your Yo-Yo Man, the one that that first video you did.
Oh damn!
Come on here as the Yo-Yo Man superhero.
Alright, so for those that don't know what he's talking about, I did one of my more quality videos, music videos. I have a song called Yo-Yo Man to the Rescue. Shout out to Jay Cars. Shout out to the bro Joey Lambs. He had a very special feature on that. One of my early records.
Strategic.
And Strategic Films. Shout out to Strategic Films, definitely, for shooting it. I was dressed in my Yo-Yo Man superhero costume. And I had a red mask, and I had a Y that was the Superman logo, but it was a Y instead of an S, and I had a freaking red towel around my neck, and it was
no budget.
No, that was the no budget years. I just winged it.
Budget.
Well, I'm still technically no budget. I have a better budget now. Now I know how to really properly do a video, do it a lot more correct than I did. And yeah, that was an iconic video. People still talk about it. Yeah. And they even talk about Joey, who's that guy screaming in the background?
That's right.
Who's the guy screaming?
So
we got to get Joey Lambs out there, man.
When are we gonna get your costume?
Your second video where he was really the psychiatrist.
Yes, Die Alone.
That was you were just as the clown.
Yeah, I was just the clown.
Psycho clown.
Yeah, for those that's who's
look
in the
at
background.
The Richard Pigkaso videos. They really are entertaining.
Yeah. Yes, I tried to.
John is the last name.
Just don't try to get in the mind of Richard Pigkaso, because that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that episode's way too long, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell's in his mind. I'm just a mouthpiece. Whatever happens here, it just comes out right there.
You should have Joey Lambs up here today too, man.
I told him he's camera shy.
No, I don't really want to be on there.
Yeah, you're not video shy. We gonna still do that video I talked to you about.
We will.
Oh, did they conspire in the video?
You know a video? Come on, he'd be perfect.
Which video was this?
I got
the Cheaters.
Oh God,
he is. You ever see the guy from Cheaters?
Yeah, he does favor that guy.
Joey Greco.
He does favor that guy.
All right, so for those that don't know, for how my best friend looks, he looks like Joey Greco from Cheaters. That's probably why he's camera shy, because they're probably gonna ask on him in the comments.
You can come up here as Joey Greco. That would be famous.
Oh, that would be a funny interview. He's just dressed as Joey Greco. I catch a lot of cheaters in my game. That would be hilarious.
We're gonna shoot a video. We're gonna do that video one day.
He has a very Steve Carell look too. He could be like his son or his
his voice
nephew.
Like Joey.
Yes, he could do that whole voice.
Yeah, why did your husband?
Why is your husband?
That lady?
Why you gotta?
You know how many guys want to fuck that dude up though?
But why you gotta be the husband? How come your wife ain't?
Your wife ran off with the man. Yo, I'm telling you, you're perfect for that. We gonna do that video. That's coming. I don't know what song we're gonna tie it to, but that's in one of my production.
Production ideas.
You a music person?
Me? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Where's it from?
Let's talk about that. Like, let's get. You know what? Let's get into let's get into the origins of this here. You don't have to go entirely detailed. Just like a very brief summary of how.
Can I tell the story? How
you tell it better.
So you the shooter or the pusher?
So we met in 3rd grade, and I'll tell you the story because it's an interesting
phone
story.
going up. It's a business call.
Story. So we were in the playground one day, and this guy challenged him to a fight, and of course the dude started fighting him, and Vince was beating him up, and then the guy tried to grab a rock off Vince, and Vince slammed him on the ground, jacked him up.
True story now.
True story.
He tried to grab a rock on you?
Yeah, he tried to grab Tito. That was his name. I'll never forget Tito.
And he was a lot older than me.
Oh, he gotta be a Tito.
Yeah.
So Tito tried to jack him up. Vince beat him up. They took Vince to the principal office. I didn't even know they took you to the principal office.
We didn't even know each other at that time, you know?
Tito's brother, because Tito was beat up and gone, Freddie came and he thought I was Vince. So Freddie came to me like, yo, you want to fight?
Oh.
And I took Freddie and I jacked Freddie up, right? And of course, they took me to the principal office. I don't know what Tito and Freddie didn't go to the principal office.
Right.
I guess they didn't even go to school.
Tito.
That's how you avoid problems.
He beat up Tito. I beat up Freddie. And when I came into the principal's office, he's sitting in the chair. There, and then I sat next to him.
Right.
And then we started talking. Yep. I said, "Yeah, man, I saw you had to fight, and the brother thought I was you, and I beat him up." And after that, we've been best friends ever since. Tito and Freddie, boy, they two brothers. They were brothers too.
Wow.
And we talking over almost what?
That's
60
3rd grade.
Years?
Yeah, 3rd grade. Not 50
something years. Yeah.
50 something years. But that's how we met and became best friends. Tito and Freddie, shout out.
Shout out.
Thanks for bringing this together.
Not in jail. Shout out to you.
Actually, Tito, no, Freddie, I think, became a cop later on. He probably that inspired him to, I don't know, work out or something. I had to jack Tito up.
So,
Freddie.
So just that's 50 years though. Wow.
50 years.
Yeah, we had a lot of history story, and there's a couple of us that, been together and really, we've been blessed to have that friendship and really good people and in our circles and someone, one of us passed, his name's Richard White, but we were like all together all the time.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Hung out. And then, like you said, the music thing, we had a group.
Yeah, let's fast forward to that. I want to know this because I've heard stories over my life. We never truly got the details of the whole band.
There are videos.
Circle of Life.
There are videos.
Circle of Gold.
Yep.
That was the group.
We wanted to be like Earth, Wind, and Fire, but
there was our inspiration.
He was a singer. He was a singer.
Yeah, we would sing. Yeah, we sang.
Wrote songs, music, the whole night.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of songs. Yeah. We should perform for our block.
Yeah.
What was the name of your band?
The Circle of Gold.
The Circle of Gold.
Circle
of Gold.
Yeah.
Me, him.
Who was
Vincent on guitar.
Yeah.
I was on bass.
Who was the drummer? Who was
Anthony
Bobbitt?
Yeah. Anthony Bobbitt Senior because he has a junior.
Yeah.
That was our man.
Did you cut any records?
No.
Nah, back then it was cassettes.
Yeah.
We would be taping the cassettes, go to the studio.
And you would have to record, delete.
Hold on, wait a minute. For those youngsters that are out there, cassette tape is this little item with tape on it. You'll probably never even heard of it, but this is old technology. Back then, it was our new technology. We didn't have all this stuff here.
And we had video cameras that used to copy to the VHS.
Camcorders.
They're still around. They're still around.
And there was a guy, Leon Williams. Shout out to Leon, guitar player, still playing guitar, by the way.
And how about
Tony
guitar?
Yeah.
And Anthony, Adam, our lead singer.
Oh, Eddie Silver.
Eddie
Jr.
Silver.
Eddie Silver. That's right, man. He died. Yeah. That was another story. He came. He used to always come to our rehearsal, scratched up, his face all scratched up, beat up, and we'd be like, he says, "All right, let's go into a slow song." We're like, "Why you always want to sing love songs? We don't want to sing love songs."
That's a man with a lot of pain.
Yeah, he had a lot of pain. And the scratches to prove it,
man. It sounds like it.
But then she wound up killing him.
She wound up
killing
him.
What?
Yeah, she killed him while he was sleeping.
Wow.
So then we didn't have him as a lead singer no more.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know.
Talk about,
and he was a long-term friend too. A long time.
We met at junior high school.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a list of people that have like passed away through the years because through your from drugs or from other things?
Oh yeah, it's been.
Yeah, but the good thing about our group is we
were pretty stable. I mean, we had our time as young kids, as like everybody else does at one time. But we seemed to went through those phases, and then we grew up.
More about money.
Yeah.
We weren't about drugs or drinking or anything like that. Working and making an honest living and, trying to go to school and doing stuff. But don't get me wrong. We had our fun. We had our fun. That's what I'll say.
That's all you'll say.
Public personality, you can't do that.
Yes, when you're a public figure as famous as Circle of Gold, like, you can't. You don't want it to.
Oh, we make Picassos.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh shit, they got bars, bro.
They got bars. We make Picassos.
They dropping on you. They got bars.
Come on now, you can't see it. Oh, I'm gonna say it right.
But
he can never win an argument with me. He knows why.
But that's.
You want to tell him why he can't win?
But that's it's like the stupidest.
But it's true though. I know what he's gonna say because it's true.
Why can't you ever win an argument with me?
Because it's like no matter what I says, he answers, "Well, I'll fuck your bobs."
I'm sorry. Honey, I hope you watch this episode.
Yo, that's the most disrespectful thing a person can tell you.
You can't win after that. How do you win? How do you win after you say that?
That's your pops.
But that's well, damn, that's even better, right?
Yeah.
Dad, I like that. Maybe I'll switch it to that one.
I was gonna say there would be no you without him.
See, that's respectful.
You just piling.
That's a respectful one, though.
Each one.
That's respectful than screwing your bobs.
You want 3 of them. Look at it. Like the first one you said, then the second one, and then the next one. They're just one after the other. You can't,
So I speak of which, how did you meet my Bob?
I met her on a blind date. And actually, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yo, you serious? You met her on a blind date?
My wife on a blind date.
Who was the setup? Who set you guys up? Who do you have to thank?
His brother.
My brother. But it's interesting because I'll never forget. I was afraid to meet her, and Vince was like, "Yo, let's go meet her." Yeah. And she was right across the street, and I delayed it not long enough to that when we went, she wasn't there. But my brother set it up, and then she kind of said, we talked on the phone for about a month and a half, and then I said she kept getting tired because I really didn't care because I was into sports. Like he's into yo-yos, I was into sports and stuff like that, so I really didn't care. But she kind of gave me an ultimatum, and then when I did meet her, I was like,
she gave you an ultimatum?
Yeah, she gave me an ultimatum. Like,
she's no joke.
She just told me, like, yo, we can't keep talking on the phone. And this is before cell phones. These were those old phones you had to...
Again, youngsters, we used to use a phone where you just used to have to press buttons and turn it down.
Right, you couldn't walk around with it, so I had to, we
had a cord.
I couldn't
walk around with it. You had to stay on your bed and talk, and I talked to her. She gave me the ultimatum, and when I met her, I was like, wow, okay, And then I tried to, like,
he tried to be cool.
Tried to be cool.
Tried.
Yeah.
But then, like, we were engaged in 3 months, and then married a year later.
I got a story about that one.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's double go.
Listen, me
Let's
and
go.
this guy roll way back. We're close friends. We would hang out and sleep over and talk about everything. We going home. He's driving. Then Irma and his sister.
You should tell the one before that.
Which one?
When we were hanging out in the stoop. Because that's one after. Remember the time all of the boys, so we
don't incriminate yourself.
Don't incriminate people. They all follow me.
All of us, my brother, all of we standing in front of the stoop, right?
Exclusive.
And my brother used to have an apartment across the street, and he went and got his mail.
Okay.
And when he got his mail, he was opening all about like 6 or 7 of us that used to hang out with opening. And then my brother opens an envelope, right? And because I'm naive, I didn't really know stuff. And it announces. You may have not been there.
I wasn't there.
It was an engagement letter.
Oh, I
was an engagement letter. And he goes, "You engaged?" And he announces it in front of everybody there.
Holy shit.
And all the dudes was like, "Yo, you engaged after 3 months? What's up with that?" You know, and I was kind of embarrassed. But what I said to them when I walked off says, "F y'all. I'm going to see it right now. Y'all keep standing right here." I jumped in my car and left. But
I wasn't there on
Vince
that
wasn't
one.
there on that
but
one,
the
right?
way I learned, the way I found out about this is that you was driving them home. Me and Liz was in the back. Your Norma was in the front. So Liz nudged me and says, "Hey, you're gonna be a best man, you know?"
Oh.
He didn't even know he was the best man yet.
What the hell are you talking about,
3
best
months?
man? Yeah.
3 months?
He was already the best man. He riding in the car with us.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know he was engaged. And I went off on him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He could at least told me.
I was hiding.
I mean, for what?
3 months, I was turned out.
That's all it took.
Well, that's good.
It worked out though.
Yeah, but you know, I think about it, and it's like, all it takes is for me to look on social media to be disgusted with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You think about that, right?
Right.
Since they didn't have social media, they got to really delve in and be involved with the person.
Exactly.
So 3 months with a person would have been like 3 years, because you would have had to really get to know them for them, not for what you see in pictures.
Correct.
It's not to being posted
and
on
comments
social
It's
media.
them. Like, his heart knew it.
Yeah.
His heart just. And then what? You got 2 kids later, and how long your marriage was?
This year will be 36 years we're married, and I have to say, I'm blessed. God, I couldn't have done any better. You know, I couldn't have done anything any better, and you know, I really got lucky, man. I found a beautiful woman who really has a good heart and forget the beautiful face, forget the fat ass. Forget the
every time
Forget
he
the
talks
face
about
and
your
the
mom,
fat.
he looks at you.
fat ass.
Big, beautiful
All of that.
ass.
You know, all of that. Her heart is beautiful, and you know, here's a lady who likes to like feed the homeless, all of that type of stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
And smart, you know, 2 masters, you know, everything, man.
2 masters in what?
Yeah, education,
Oh, it's fucking
special
amazing.
education, all of that. So I got lucky, you know.
Yeah.
I got lucky, you know.
He got the best end of the deal,
she was
in
the
other words.
principal.
Yeah.
Best, yeah.
Yeah.
You
He
said
got the best end.
Yeah.
What would you?
And he's not a bad guy. He's
But
not
that's
a
why I
bad
say-
kid.
He did great,
You know
too,
what
don't
I'm
get me
saying? You
wrong.
know,
That's why I said
he's not a
he
bad kid.
You know, in order to make that meal taste good, it takes a whole bunch of seasonings.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, you guys cook something up when I'm friends with
Boy,
Rich.
did we cook something up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, when I'm
Boy, did we cook something up.
and even your daughter though, even me and your daughter, seeing what you guys have cooked up, I think you guys got the best of both of one another. Like, if I'm being honest, because this is the fruits of your labor. So it probably took you to be there with her and you to be there. You know, it took that chemistry in order for this to happen. It couldn't have been one-sided.
Right.
No.
It's
It's never in a relationship. You got to work together. It's going to be ups and downs. You're going to go through stuff, but you know, stick in there for the long haul. You know,
got to be committed, and that's the thing that I think is missing now with a lot of young folks that are out here is the word commitment. You have to, just because something goes wrong or somebody does something and you know that you don't like. I mean, you have to be able to fight through it and overcome it and really be set. You have to set from the beginning. I'm going to be with this person no matter what. And I'm not saying that it's like the disrespectful part or the abuse or anything like that. But if the person is really doing their best, and I'm not saying put up with drug behavior and all of that. You know, although sometimes you can overcome that. But if there's a commitment to we're going to get through this no matter what, and of course God has to be a part of it. God is the start of it. You can get through anything, and that's what you really have to look at. And because we've been through a lot, and we're still going through a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's an ongoing work. It's ongoing. You got to work at it every time. Just when you think you got it right, you better start working harder to keep it going.
It's got to be cultivated. It's
like,
you know,
yeah.
it's like having a farm, you know.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you guys though.
Yeah.
You young folks, because dating, especially online. I mean, he's like, you know, I look at him and like some of the, you know, and I mean, he's met some of the most beautiful young ladies who I've met, and sweet girls, stuff like that. But then there's some, and not even saying what he's been with, but you go online and you really, honestly, these days, and I want to be politically correct, you don't know what you're getting into. You know, whether the person has psychological problems or whether the person is what they started out being, and I'll just say it that way. You know, or when you see them, if they are who that person, they show you, they catfish you and all that crazy stuff. Yeah. So it's harder, you know.
To me, it's harder to navigate these
those are like blind dates on steroids.
Yeah. See, you guys see it like that, connecting to the word of commitment. Commitment was a big deal because to stay committed to something, it's like, it's not giving into the temptation of what's in your phone, because your phone is a motherfucker right now. I can get anything I want, look at anything I want. I can order anything I want. When it comes to the dating aspect, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But we also have to know that there's two sides to a table. So whatever I can date, whatever I want to look for, whatever I can grab, so can she.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes it more complicated, in my opinion, because the insecurity levels, they rise to the surface between men and women when one or the other looks at the phone and they're like, oh, you liked her picture? Bitch, I can't like a picture? All of a sudden it's a whole different turmoil because you like the picture? Or when you go out or you're trying to meet somebody and you can finally get on a date with them and she's nothing like what her profile or her conversation was.
Or even a guy. It goes both ways.
And see, and that's a lot of things that we didn't have to deal with as far as coming up, is that, you know, the phone, the technology and all that, and liking the picture and this and that. When we used to get together, guys, of course, we talked about women and this and that, but you didn't have that other aspect coming in from all different angles, from all over the world, being able to comment on every single thing out there. You know, it was a small group and circle, so, you know, even if you was having issues, it was very contained. Opposed to now with social media, man, it's all out there.
Look at this.
You know,
look at this.
I mean, this.
You had to watch TV to do this.
Yeah.
But think about it. Think about it. You know, you're with your fucking wife 10 years, whatever the fucking case may be, and then all of a sudden you're on your Instagram,
right?
And some bitch from Australia, with nice fucking tits is in your DM talking about, good day, mate. Nice to meet you. How could you? You sitting there like, how can I not? How can I not? Yo, honey, I gotta take a business trip to Australia. That's the problem that we have. Temptation is so there.
It's at your fingertips.
But you got to look at it and think about if what you have is worth losing for just that.
But I got something to say to that.
Don't lose a dime for a penny.
We're looking at it from our aspect and point of view, but we have to look at it from what they grew up in. This is the only thing they know and living in today. What y'all guys dealing with today this is your lives out here. This is how y'all grew up. This is what y'all know. So we gotta, as you know, I'm grateful that we get a little bit of the both sides of it, but we have to remind ourselves, we have to put ourselves in your guys' shoes, because this is all y'all know. This is how your world works today. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not putting myself in there.
No, I'm talking about just to try to understand their point of view.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, but no way we want to live. Do you want to live that?
I don't.
I guess maybe.
I'm grateful.
Well, you know we're the last of the Mohegans, though. Like me and Rich, like our generation, we were the last ones to grab the technology, because I still remember going to school and having the flip phone and the Nokia.
See,
and
but you still talking about phones that you carry.
You had the bricks, right?
Well, the bricks was like real advanced technology.
Beepers.
Yeah, beepers are nowadays
Beepers.
and stuff like that. Beepers back in
I used to have codes for the beepers too, right?
Yeah.
Like different things that y'all would say to each other, where you would know, yo, what's up? Something's going on.
Tato bien.
I wanted to ask you guys about because you guys have like extensive knowledge on it, and he just passed away. Rest in peace. I wanted to ask you guys about Paul Mooney. I wanted to know like what kind of effect he had on you guys growing up, if any. I know he must have, because he was a hell of a comedian.
Well, for me personally, he didn't have a direct effect, but he definitely had a profound effect. But we behind the scenes and stuff of what he stood up as far as racial, correction, and for the black community and stuff like this. And it was really hard, them coming up as writers to when they was at the table to put their stuff out there. Like I said, I really didn't follow him that well, but I know some of what he was stood for, and he was always pushing the envelope to put the truth out there. The one thing is with comedians, they are always able to tell the truth in a humor way. Exactly, but they telling the truth, and to get everybody to at least think, you know what I'm saying, even though it's funny, but he always like planted a seed, as far as that's concerned.
He had like a it always seems like he was like serious, like I was afraid when he would talk, to be honest with you, because he would be saying a joke, and the joke was like the truth.
And it'll go sideways.
Yeah, and he didn't like pull punches where I don't think like my personality or a lot of people's personality could have said what he said. But he wasn't afraid to be himself and be honest about, some of the things that were going on. Like Vince said, the writing situation, doing that, and I think he's associated with one of the greatest comedians of all time, which is Richard Pryor, at that time, even now
he wrote for the Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor was the greatest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was a writer.
He was the greatest. So
drop that knowledge on
Paul Mooney is, he's a pioneer. When things were like for the black, movement and stuff like that, and really getting a lot of the fruits that a lot of the comedians are enjoying now. He was a pioneer that set the stage for them to be successful. So
he wasn't politically correct. He wasn't that guy.
No, I heard stories that he used to make, like people used to go to see him knowing that they were gonna get up and walk out.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't care.
He didn't care.
Straight up.
He didn't care what you paid for the ticket. He didn't care what you. He literally was going to do his set on his own regard.
Right. Right. No, he was real, and that's what I was saying. He just didn't. He would just lay it out there, and that, like I said, I couldn't do that. And it took a lot of courage, I'm sure. For him to do that. Because like you said, now if he did that now, like when he's doing that, cancel culture.
I'm about to say, I don't think he get away with it. That's
gone.
like Eddie Murphy getting away with Raw Delirious right now.
Yeah.
Imagine him saying there was a fag on the roof going.
Right. Cancel culture. You get canceled these days, which that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, but with comedians, and look at Bill Burr. Bill Burr. Bill Burr. They tried to cancel him many amongst the times. Look at the guy that jerked off on the females.
Weinstein.
No. Louis C.K.
Oh, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. had 2 girls in his hotel room. He said, "Yo, can I jerk off on y'all?" They said yes, and then afterwards sued him and said they said no. But you see, like cancel culture can only go but so far. Being a comedian, I feel like you gotta go now. Yes, you can only say certain things, but as long at the end you put a joke on it, the right joke.
And then with an LOL.
Even now though, think about it. Look what happened to Kevin Hart.
Chappelle with the
Kevin Hart. They getting him for stuff from years ago.
Well, when he said he would beat his son with a dollhouse if he found out he was gay.
They try canceling Chrissy Teigen right now.
Yeah. Oh, they are?
Yeah, they try canceling. Well,
what's she do now?
What's she do now? So you already know her history. Apparently, she was telling this woman, like back in like 2012 she was like 16 and she married a 50-year-old, and you know, everybody said I was wrong and stuff, but she was like pushing even further on Twitter, telling the woman like, "Oh, you're stupid. You should kill yourself." Wow. Like blatantly tell her to kill herself.
That's crazy.
And now all those tweets are coming back, and this it gets even more fucked up because she made like an apology, said like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I was stupid. I was young," and the girl was like, but she posted on Instagram that she's still blocked by Chrissy Teigen. Her team didn't reach out and say anything. So it was all bullshit. She was doing it because she was losing sponsorships from like Target and all these other places.
Well, that's where her money comes from. Yeah. That's all, and that's one thing that's also sad now, because everything now is about the money. You know, when we were growing up, it was more about the common good
and the quality,
what you could do for others and help people out. Now it's about the money. I don't care who gets hurt.
Yeah, it's clout.
Yep.
I mean,
that's the term, clout.
Clout, money. You know. People don't care.
How many followers you got?
Followers, clout.
And the sway of opinion is so untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Because you believe in a blue sky today, but because your money's coming from a green sky, you'll be like, nah, that sky's green. Yeah. That shit's green. Look at all the people that stood next to Trump, and then at the same instant just completely turned on him.
Yeah.
You know, only for the fact that he went into positions, you're like, I'd rather stand next to the greater evil than stand for a greater good.
Right.
You know, nowadays it does suck. That's why, like, the best thing a person can do for their mental health is stay away from social media.
Yeah.
Go there when you want to get a laugh. Go there when you want to learn how to put screws into drywall. Go there when you want to learn how to change a filter or something. Don't go there to look to want to bash somebody.
Don't go to social media.
Don't believe it.
Don't go to social media to be validated.
Yes.
That's the whole key. If you need validation from social media, then maybe you need to go to another avenue and maybe see a therapist or something.
Tell that to that 60-year-old man on fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
60-year-old man.
60-year-old man on fucking TikTok killing it with 150, 160,000 views every time he posts a video. But, you know what that does for his ego?
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
He's sitting there like, they love me.
Yeah.
That's what I think about Kwame Brown right now.
Oh, Kwame Brown, that rant.
Yeah, he's been going off.
You didn't hear the rant that he did?
No.
You went off on
every basketball player, right?
Every single person.
He went off on Charlamagne the God.
Stephen A. Smith, Steven Jackson, Charlamagne the God.
Yep. Wow, he sounds like me.
Wow.
He sounds like a grumpy old person that has stuck, that has kept 25 years worth of anger right here.
And he did it with a country accent.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yo, he's killing the views.
Stephen A. Smith.
He's killing the views.
Yo, I'm going to watch him because
now we want to see him.
There, I'm going to be honest, and I'm an old dude. I guess maybe Kwame's old, I don't know.
Kwame Brown's not old.
He's a big mouth.
Just that his career was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He's a big mouth that knows everything, and he's making his money.
Yeah.
He's playing to his audience.
Not to mention he's 7 foot.
Yeah.
You didn't believe that.
Steven Smith is...
But he wasn't that good either.
Well, he was the number one pick.
He was the number one pick.
That does not mean anything.
All this happened because he got called a bust.
He was Jordan's pick.
He was a bust.
He was Jordan's pick, actually. Jordan wanted that pick.
They call him a bust.
He was a bust.
But don't tell him that.
Listen, I remember
he's
him
blaming
playing.
everybody else, though.
No, he need to blame his own talent.
He's saying these are the reasons they would overwork me. They put me in 3 hours worth of training, and then they would put me in the game.
And it
at the
still
second
didn't
half,
help.
Down by 30. He sounds like a grumpy old person.
It still didn't help.
Watch it.
Oh, but he's getting his views though. Back to what we said about views.
Back in the discussion.
And that's today's game in social media. That's your guys' avenue. That's how y'all make your money. You get sponsors, people. That's the whole thing. That's why I say about, when I talk about, the old days as far as when I growing up with today's time, I try to put myself in today's time. What if I was 15, 16 years old? I'll be doing the same thing. Yep. I'll be doing the same. Matter of fact, I'll be doing the same thing, probably killing it. You know what I'm saying? They had that.
You could kill it now.
Yeah.
But I heard that too. Like I heard Bill Burr said it. He said, "Yo, if I was a kid now, I feel bad for any famous person that I don't like because I'm on Twitter trolling him like my name depended on it.
Right.
Because eventually they will answer. They will answer. They will hit you up, and now you just got 1 million views on your fucking tweet after harassing him for a year, and everybody wants to know about you and you're famous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Instant famous.
People had to travel. People that made music had to get a tour bus and go throughout the whole United States together, right?
Yeah.
And just to come back to New York 6 months later and be like, we got this far.
Now they're streaming concerts.
Now you go on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And you got the whole world on you.
Yeah, he's got CDs and videos, and you don't even have to go MTV, none of that stuff.
No.
You create your own network now.
Right.
Yeah. Like the Joe Biden network.
Joe Button.
Speaking of Joe Button.
Joe Button.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait.
There's a side.
Have an opinion?
There's a side story about the whole Joe Button thing. That
Let go.
Right.
Yo, you see. I don't have a camera. Oh, yeah, I do have a camera. You see this shit? This is
No.
why. I forget. This is why I love having older people in here because they always having some shit that you don't understand.
Oh man, I hope this don't go viral.
I want this to go viral. Clip this. He clips it. He clips this.
I clip everything that just sounds good.
We should go to school with a relative.
Oh.
We should go to school with a relative of Mr. Button.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Which
I want to name.
relative?
There's a Button that went.
He's
to our
actually
high school.
been to this house, this relative.
The relative.
The relative. Not Joe Button, the relative.
Don't say his name though.
No.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah, but a relative.
They'll do the internet will find
And
him.
he had like an attitude.
You know who you are.
He had an attitude that was probably similar. Real cocky, real thing. You know, he's related to him, man. You know.
And you know what's crazy?
He's a knucklehead.
I thought.
I shouldn't say that because I might have to fight him.
I've been a fan. Nah, Pops. You don't fight nobody. I fight.
No.
Nah, he's my age.
Yeah.
I fight. No, like, you know, I've always been a fan of him, and I've always thought that it went maybe half and half with being, you know, having problems and then being a famous person. Having mental problems, being a famous person, it causes personality defects. But then when he started podcasting and started opening his mouth for real. Nah, it's an arrogant person. Like it's a person that thinks his shit don't stink.
Like it's polarizing. It definitely draws clicks and people watch it. But you know,
it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Yeah.
That's the bigger deal. So I could keep fucking you over as long as I say I'm sorry.
And going back to the old school days, all publicity is good publicity, even the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So you know,
like the thing with Joe Button is he had 2 friends like Rory and Maul that were part of his podcast, and then they had a falling out over some contract stuff, and it already sounded like bullshit because it was like some profit partners, which I didn't even know was a thing, where they would get a percentage of the podcast, and nothing to do with like the network or anything like that, just things like outside, like if they get sponsorships or brand deals and stuff.
All go right back to money.
Yeah, it goes right back to money. They try to make it seem like it wasn't about money, but it was clearly about money. Because if you're getting paid very well, you don't bitch about nothing in your job. But, you know, they try to make it seem like, oh, there was like some $400,000 mistake. And they try to get it fixed. And then he went off on them. And then he said, fuck it. And he said live on air, like, you are fired and you're not welcome back.
That's where, you know, they probably didn't know about that.
No, I don't.
Right? Because they don't follow, they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But you see, you mentioned that person's name, automatically they had a story that they would say, I see it. And now look, you give them something like that. There's a lot of things I'll lose friendships over. Money won't be one of them.
Yeah.
If you took from me, and then you know what you did, and you knew you threw your friendship out the window automatically. But I can never publicly embarrass somebody that I consider my friend, because there's no such things as friends, guys. You know what I'm saying? If
well, not anymore.
It's family.
It's family. I agree with that.
Because you can trust them.
Yeah.
To the moment that you can't.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's like, you never want to embarrass.
Check the mic.
Why?
It just sounds like you're far away from.
Well, because mine ain't on.
Oh, okay.
Those 2 on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he's projecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, there's certain things that you don't.
Thank you, engineer. We appreciate you.
Yo, you the man.
Thank you, engineer.
There's certain things that you keep sacred to you. When you have a problem with your family, when you have a money problem with your family, there's no reason the rest of the world should know about it. Because now you blatantly put that relationship on a disrespectful plateau. Now everybody can go ahead and judge it. Judge it. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You know, you have no respect, and it plays into a person's arrogance. When you're arrogant like that and your balls drag on the floor because you got so much esteem, you could give a fuck less what the rest of the world or your friendships matter about.
And what makes it worse with the whole Joe Budden thing, that there was also a sexual harassment case they had to deal with one of those. No, it was still going on because like the woman came out publicly and talked about it.
I hope I don't get famous because I'm gonna have a rap sheet. He looked at me. I didn't look at you. You looked at me. I didn't look at you. I'm sorry.
He raked me with his eyes. Some crazy shit.
Watch it. They'll charge you for that in court now.
But looking.
Looking could be a real charge, my brother.
Yes, it can.
Right? If you sit there and you give somebody a prerogative look.
Look down.
It's not. It's
like
the way it's received.
That's how I look.
What if I'm like this looking? That's not rapey. That's just weird.
You, if she comes next to you after you do that face, then you got to question.
No. That's not. She's gonna rape me.
That's a keeper. That's a keeper. If she
I love those crazy eyes.
That's a keeper.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I got you guys here. Can I ask you? Being you guys are dark skinned, we all dark skinned. Mm-hmm. We come from the hood in a certain sense. Has the commission of police officers and how they deal with regular civilians changed much from when you guys were middle aged compared to now, where we're in this age? And because for me it causes confusion. I don't know what to tell my younger siblings or cousins, and do I just listen to the cop, be okay, fuck you, I ain't listen to no fucking cop, and then you got older people that they tell me this shit it hasn't changed before, it's not gonna change later, it don't change now.
Okay, let me say this, all right, about the old school days and new school days, if with this particular subject. Yes, it has changed, and I'm gonna tell you how. They're killing more of us now today.
I thought he was going to say something positive.
That's the truth.
I thought you were going to say something positive. Like
that's the truth. That's
he said
the
they're
truth.
killing more of us.
That's the change. It's that, the killing was still happening, but it's more and blatant now.
And it's in 4K.
I can say this. I think there are changes. I think that the way people approach the police, I'm pro-police. Don't get me wrong.
I am too.
I'm pro-police because
some of the
people.
Some of the
people. You definitely need. You need
police officers.
Yeah.
Some of like, okay, you need to protect. I want police. Fuck that shit.
Right. The way people are these days, and it's crazy. One of the things that's changed is the level of disrespect towards police and how people react. In my time, and I think that we would never say, if they walk up on you, we going like, hey, make sure they see your hands, make sure they see whatever it is. Never am I going to mouth off to a police officer. If anything was going to happen, that would be dealt with after I'm away and I'm safe and get a lawyer or whatever it is, report them or whatever it is. Never would I be while they're pointing a gun at me or coming towards me.
No.
I'm going to say anything disrespectful or that's going to provoke a reaction from them. And don't get me wrong, as a man of color, I have certain opinions that, maybe that some of my interactions with them, and I've had more police pull guns on me for no reason, and I got a strictly clean record. I'm from East Harlem, El Barrio.
Oh shit, yeah.
Spanish Harlem in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I've had more police pull guns on me for no reason that I did nothing. Just happened to be in the wrong place, and thank God I was able to live through those situations. Because had I been like some of the young people who these days mouthed off, I'd have been shot dead. Maybe on somebody's wall. Maybe they would have been marching. They probably wouldn't have been marching back then. Or whatever it is.
Miss Lucy would have.
Well, yeah, but that would have been different. But they would have, I made the decision not to put myself in that position. And I'm going to just tell one story because I have a lot of them. Mm-hmm. This one is one where a police officer came in our block, and of course they used to come around and rap to all the girls. Some of the people that are my friends on Facebook, I won't say their names, that had police would come and rap to the girls in the block.
That's crazy. That would happen back in the days.
But that's regular. They would be rapping. They stop by because they have the uniform, young. But they still doing this. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, no, that's what I There's so many hood chicks that fuck cops.
But I'll never forget one time, one of them made me get against the wall just to show like his power and show off in front of the girls. And he took his nightstick and tapped my nuts to show like, yo, he sprayed it. He was tapping my nuts with his thing. So should I have an attitude towards police? Yeah, I should. After that, because it was just a strict display of his power over me. That one, if I didn't like it, I could have mouthed off. He could have hit me in the nuts, or then he could have locked me up. Could have locked me up or killed me, whatever it is. That was wrong. But that, like I said, I'm still pro-police. Don't get me wrong. But then there are some that are bad apples that need to be dealt with, and shouldn't probably be police officers. There are some, so they need to really look at that, So, but we are our own worst enemies too, and just say for the young people that are out here, you need to really think about it when you're engaging with law enforcement, because look, if something's wrong, you want them to come respond and take care of you. And I'm thinking about that young girl that got killed, just recently killed, the one that got shot. That she was going with the knife after the other one, 14, which was crazy. I mean, you want them to respond, but then how you acting when they're around is a whole nother thing. So just know that I never acted out of pocket with anybody who could take my life. That's just all I'm gonna say.
But I would just like to add on to that, piggyback. And like I said, I'm pro-police too, and I know there's a certain respect. But a lot of times when they come around, you're automatically profiled, and you're automatically guilty, and it's coming at you with a certain aggression. And just to speak about that incident, and I would not like to go back to it, but I do have some law enforcement knowledge. But then the thing about this is that, when you come upon a situation like that, you assess the situation, and if it's not posing a threat to you or anybody else, deadly physical force is the last resort, because you can't take that back. And what I'm viewing today, and I know it's more visible today because of the cameras and the phones and everything like that, I see a lot of incidents where there was 1,000,001 other measures that could have been taken before you get to a point where you unload your weapon on the person. And that is my biggest argument and my biggest disappointment.
It's funny. The only thing that's changed is now you got more cameras to catch it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest change, that you can catch what actually happened or what has been happening all along. That's probably the biggest change, in people being disrespectful, all of that. You got videos, you got social media, you got all these things where you can kind of catch those bad apples that are doing it. And, I guess they catch the good apples, although I think our whole culture is focused on all the bad, where, like I said before, it used to be focused on the common good and what could we do for each other to uplift the nation and the people around us, regardless of skin and color. To a certain extent, because we also have racism and all that other stuff.
So from that point, from the point that you guys remember to now, it hasn't changed but gotten worse?
You just see it more. You can see it.
But it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I remember they shot this lady named Eleanor Buffers.
Yeah, Buffers. Nowadays, that was a big deal. That they went in there and into her home and shot her up. And
that's
Bumpers,
grandmother, she had a little psych history, and they said she came at her and she was shot. But of course, they didn't have body cams then. Who knows what really happened? And I'm not saying they were wrong. It's just the same thing of somebody getting shot.
I think the ghetto.
It's controversial.
I think the fact that they get off a little bit easier than regular people is a bothersome too. Like, I know famous people like T.I. T.I. got caught with 100 guns.
Yeah.
If I get caught with one, I get 7 years and then a year per bullet. He got caught with like 100 guns and then did community service, and God knows how much money he paid to get out of it. As a police officer, that badge automatically, not all the time, because I know a police officer just got convicted for murder, but for the most part, before it gets there, there's this big ass place of space where you might be able to get the fuck off.
But think about it, right? So think about it. Think about, it's really more systematic. It's not the police.
No.
The police are just one piece of it.
Yep.
Think about the prosecutors.
Yep.
Right? The prosecutors work with them all the time. Yeah. And these are the guys that have to bring charges against them.
It's
and
hard.
what do the police do automatically? They fill that courtroom up where nobody else can sit in there so that they can intimidate whoever's in there, meaning the judge, who also is part of the system, along with the prosecutor and the police department. So you expect them to, like, it's like me and you. He's a judge, I'm a prosecutor, Richie did it, and Richie's been bringing me cases, and I'm going to prosecute him, you know, and he's going to say a judgment against him when we all have been in it together. People who expect that and they talk about change, you need to change. Forget the police department. You need to change the judges, the politicians, and the prosecutors. You start there. And really, it's the politicians, because they then can affect the judges and the prosecutors, you know, to do their job. And the reality of it is, it's not even about race.
No.
You know, it's about what's right and what's wrong. You know. Because I'll give you an example, and I'm going to talk about Trump. You know, hey, Trump, there's certain things that I agree with him on. You know, I'm going to be honest. There's certain things I agree with him on. And then there's other things that I totally disagree with him on. You know, totally because he was lying, making up stuff, you know, making people believe. And I don't even think he believes it, but he can influence people and sucker them. So it's really about right and what's wrong. You know, that's what people need to think. Forget color, forget religion, forget race, all of that. Think about if what am I doing is right or is it wrong? You know?
Moral.
It's more of that, and there's less of that than anything else. If you attach right and wrong to whatever the subject is, then I think you get a clearer understanding. You know, and some people believe it's right. Hey, the hell with you, dude. I don't care. I don't care about your family.
Getting back to what Bob just said about the politician and everything like that, but it all stems back to the neighborhoods and the cities and the communities. People got to get out there and vote for people to put them in a position where they're actually gonna do something for their communities.
Facts.
You know, you can't just vote for the person just because they the incumbent and they've been there for this many years, and you know, to keep going. You need to vote for people that actually gonna really do something to help your community. And if you vote them in and they don't, you vote them out and you try somebody else.
They're not gonna even let you vote now because they're changing the law so that you can't vote.
Exactly.
So you really need to look at that.
What do you mean?
Oh, like in Georgia, with all the stuff, they're changing all these rules so that because this last stuff that they're making it like a crime to give somebody water on the line or something.
Oh yeah, you can't. You're not allowed to give nobody nothing.
Do you realize? And I think the last count was like 47 states of America. They're changing the voting laws to make it harder and for people to vote or for your vote to be counted.
Yeah, they want ID now.
Yeah, they make it and all of that.
I don't mind that. But that's right.
But this is the argument. This is the argument. You get an 18-year-old, right? Or something, and they don't have an ID. So you're saying they got to go get an ID. They calling that a tax. They got to pay money. A lot of people are not financially in a situation where they can afford that. Now, we might be okay with that and not think that, but there are people out there in this country, in this world, that are really struggling.
You know, piggyback off that though, Pop. 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, you're young, dumb, full of cum. Your frontal lobar cortex isn't fully developed until 25. If you really take just those things into effect, why the hell would I want those people in that age group voting for who's next to take control of everything? Voting should start at 30 years old, in my opinion, 25. Voting should come from people that are established, wanting establishment, not people trying to be part of a trend. And I don't mean to put it out there and it's going to sound like this, Obama only got into Obama position because he was Obama.
Yeah.
He didn't get into that position because he earned it, worked for it, deserved it. We're still taking suffragette from certain things, and that's always the case from every president. But to get the people to do the job, we kind of gotta lose things like that.
Now, see, I'm an older guy. I just made 62 years old.
Oh, you're 26.
Yeah, but listen, but this is the argument to what you just said. If you don't have those fresh young minds voting, how do you expect things to move forward in their change, in their things? You know what I'm saying? If you just have our old guys voting all the time,
that was bars.
You
from
know
the
what I'm
heavens
saying?
right there.
You know, then we're gonna keep it the way we want it. Then you're gonna be left out.
No, you're right.
So you want,
and they're not voting anyway.
Yeah, but at least you say they have the opportunity,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But when you just say no, you can't do it.
It don't work.
I bet you if you say that, y'all be knocking down the doors to vote.
That's why you got.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so y'all can't vote no more. Y'all be knocking. Oh, I want to vote now. You know?
Ted Cruz, all these guys that
obtain
power
and stuff. You said the name Ted Cruz. What a person.
Say how you feel.
What you mean? I'm taking my family down to Mexico. The weather's bad in Texas.
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
We're going to Cancun, son.
I know.
Oh, it's my daughter's fault. It's my daughter's fault.
I talk to people who live in Texas, and it's funny because. They talk about like Cuomo and I said, y'all got Ted Cruz. Because they used to dog us because Trump is from New York, and don't get me wrong, I think Trump is just fronting on a lot of people.
He's Floridian now, so.
Yeah, well, he's a Floridian. And I'm buying a house.
You got that? You going to
I have him either way, but you look at Ted
Florida.
Cruz and Texas, man, that's just a whole nother level of disgust.
His face says it all too, though. You see that nose? His whole profile says.
Wicked.
I don't know what I'm doing.
He's wicked.
Where the wild things are.
But anyway, I don't want to talk politics.
All right, so
I just want to add on. I'm going to end on this particular note and stuff like this. It just confused the heck out of me how we. I mean, we all might have different backgrounds and we all might have different projections of what we want, but I'm pretty sure everybody out there wants the same thing as far as their families are concerned. To be able to get up, go to work, be successful, raise your children, go to school safely. I think those are basic morals around. I don't care who you are. Those are basic morals. And I mean, when you got people that saying, nah, that don't count. You know what I'm saying? It kind of confused me. How can you still ride with those people? You know what I'm saying? Because at the bottom line, the only thing that really matters is your dinner table.
Facts.
You know?
So,
And sometimes it takes somebody you don't even know to bring food to your dinner table as well.
Exactly.
So we can't depreciate other people just because we don't know.
Exactly. Know their stories.
Exactly. Bars.
You know?
Walk us out, beautiful.
Yes. So, Dan, that was very enlightening episode.
Son, I swear, I feel like we could have banged out another one.
Yeah, for real. So, again, thank you all for watching.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry for technical difficulties.
Won't be here next week.
Yeah,
we'll have a new mixer.
Yeah, we'll have
Fuck the Behringer.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is PIGKASO's Basement. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for being part of the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Peace of course. Follow me everywhere on social media. The light went out again. Fucking battery suck dick. Anyway, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you watching this from. I greatly appreciate you watching. Of course, you got G out of character for everything. Boy Joey lands in the back, not giving a fuck. It looks like.
Nah, he was holding us down.
He was holding us down. But he was holding us down. He was giving us like the sound here, making sure everything was good. Of course, little mini Denise here. Have a good night, everybody. Peace, love, and yo-yos.
You love that shit.
Yes. It's funny I say peace, love, and yo-yos. I haven't yet to bring a yo-yo into this whole shit yet.
You should just have a display of them behind you.
I got them in my room.
We had the piggies.
We had
lined up all the piggies.
On the first live stream, we had mad piggies.